Marvel, lunch is ready.
Hey everybody, it's me, Calder. Oh, I'm just kidding. We will be here very soon. Spread the word. We are coming soon. Calder is busy right now, so I can take over the stream. It's a secret. You don't know. Hello, hello, everybody. Look at Calder. Look how busy he is. Spoilers. He will be talking very soon. Don't worry about it. Now see, that's a great message over there. Give me free Wooting ATHE. Make sure to send that message again when Calder starts talking. I'm sure he will be quite happy with that. Can I get a shout out? Well, of course, Immortal Star. It can be our own little secret. So in a few minutes, we will be streaming. I mean, we are already streaming, so hello, but Calder will be talking about the booth. Look at this. Kind of a spoiler already, but this looks pretty awesome. We are in Shanghai right now, as you might be able to gather from the title. Let's see. Let us see. So, how are you guys doing? Can you see the live stream well, by the way? This is a first test, so hopefully you will be able to see everything. I'm using 60 cheat playing CS2 now. Awesome. Very nice. Yeah, we kind of got everything. Over here, look at this. For all the Osu fans in the chat, that's awesome. Hey, what's up, Wasabi? I'm glad to hear that. Let's see the knobs. I'm not sure if we actually have the knobs. I know we have basically every variation of the 80, which is great, but hold on. Well, Calder is too busy. I take over stream for now. It's okay. Oh, wow. Whoa. Will you look at that? It's the big knob, the big boy over there. We don't really have the small knob, I think, but wow, look at that thing. We can do a cool shot too. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. So, oh my god, there's more people gathering around Calder. What do we do, guys? Do we interrupt this conversation? If I know Calder enough, it could be a 30-minute long convo, so there will be quite some time before we can do anything. Oh my god, man. What is this, man? You guys know Calder is a huge conversation starter. He likes to talk if you saw any of our updates throughout time. That's for sure. So, this is an event that is a combination of ZFX Z Frontier, which is a keyboard related event, and then there's also gaming going on. So hopefully soon we'll be able to walk around and show you guys what's going on. Yes, we do have the Switchi plushie over here chilling in a holiday attire. As you can see, it's nearly there, everybody. Time is coming, so I could honestly show you things already, but I gotta wait for the big boss, you know? Look at that over there. Going through some of our things. The new 60H V2, of course. The 80. Got some OLED cases over here. Can never really hurt. Now, my favorite combination, if I'm being honest, is the silver case. The white keycaps, they are cool, but I honestly much prefer when we get the silver case plus the black keycaps. Can you show knobs, please? Well, there's only the big knob, and it's under museum glass. It needs to be protected. I can't quite showcase it, but it should be plenty enough. I want to use that with the split V2. Okay. Well, I'm not sure you can really do that because the big knob needs to have 4 units, which are all close to each other like the ATHE. So I'm not sure it will really fit the big one, but you can have the small one for sure. Have you played also with double spacebar? No, I haven't. No, I, I don't think that would be a great idea if I'm being honest. The silver and white keycaps are still pretty clean. Okay, let me show you. Maybe we can have a quick demonstration. We could have the black keycaps on the silver case. Of course, it's very easy to do because of the friction fit. Oh my goodness!
Already prepared.
Hey, look at that! You can swap them however you like. By gosh! Yeah, this is my absolute favorite. It's silver case. Hold on. Let me actually hook up this mic. So this is the silver case in combination with the black keycaps and split spacebar. So somebody was asking whether this is good for also Mania, and I think, especially for Mania 7K, it's probably the best you can do because now you have two separated inputs. I can't quite show it with. Hold on. So as you can see, normally, let's say you are a 7K player, you would be playing like this. So you got the free keys, spacebar, and you kind of have to decide which thumb you want to use. So especially for Sam, it's like, you gotta kind of vibrate with your hand, or maybe try and double do it on one spacebar, which is a bit tricky. But on split spacebar, all of a sudden, you don't have that problem anymore. So if you see, let's say you're playing a full Moon Knight, anybody knows that map? You just simply do this and it's so much easier. Like, it's too easy actually. This is cheating. Maybe not. Don't tell Pepe about this, but that's the way that it goes, right? So this is my personal favorite combo, black keycaps, silver case, but of course you can swap around whatever you like because of the friction fit, and it's very easy. Now I could do it the very professional way because we do have the tool for it, but guys, if you're in a rush, this is a bit of a secret. You can actually just take it out like this. Now don't show Calder this. This is not the correct way to do it, but very slowly. Wow, damn, this doesn't come out easy. Never mind, you gotta use the tool, damn. Oh. The dream, hey, here we go. Don't be lazy, guys, okay? Use the actual tool. Don't be like me. Otherwise, your keyboard will break. We got warranty, of course, but hey, better not to use it. Is that right? Thank you, Yuli.
I don't recommend that because it will scratch the USB hole.
Yeah, we don't recommend doing this as it will scratch the PCB hole over here inside. So please use the professional tool that we actually provide. But I'm just saying, you can be adventurous if you like, but maybe try and avoid it. Let's see, silver plus black looks exactly like my Magic keyboard. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, great for Osumania, of course. That's the double split. I pre-ordered mine, is coming on April. Very nice, man. Which version did you get? Did you get the split spacebar or the normal spacebar? I don't judge. Me personally, I like the split spacebar a lot because it's a bit more unique and it's got a bit more of a mystique to it. But, obviously you want to keep it traditional, that's totally fine. So, well, okay. I believe Calder is almost done, so I can still show you some things Look what we got.
Doing? Oh, you want to challenge our
Oh.
highest score?
Okay.
So far, 111.
Okay, so this is, for those of you that don't know, the Switchi commits text fraud game. So the way it works is you use the keys to command, to move Switchi around and avoid all the taxis, like you do. Or maybe not. But let me give it a shot, okay? I've been challenged by my coworker.
Oh, you've been challenged by our visitors. So, here we go.
Let's see. One try only. That's all I need. So I have to beat 99 and I can bring home a prize, right? Or does that not apply to me?
I have to disappoint you. It's not 99. It's actually 111 that you have to bring.
Okay, so apparently 111 is the highest score of the day. Oh no! It's not looking great, everybody. I won't lie, but
You have one life left.
one life left. Damn it! Listen.
Hey, watch out your language. Watch
Up,
out
up,
your
up, up, up.
So actually, we will have this little gift.
So if you get more than 70 points, you get one of those,
You
which
have
is
to show it like an Instagram, like influencer with your hands behind it. Yeah, like this, like the cosmetics. Oh yes, nice.
very nice. Yeah.
This is well, our highest score. Yeah.
But listen, according to the rules, you can play twice. You got 2 attempts, so that was my warm-up. Now let's really do this. Trust me, I'm getting 110, so easy. Don't worry about it. I'm really locking in this time. Now, I will be honest.
So asking,
This game is kind of RNG, so you need to be a bit lucky, but that's the excuse everybody uses when they lose, so I will not be saying that. This is entirely skill-based, of course. So I'm using quite heavy switches on this Uwu, so that you can have a bit more control over your movement. I'm feeling good about this, guys.
got it.
We are back. We are so back.
I can see the victory.
Wow. Okay. Nice. I'm getting banned for cheating. They are taking me off the boot.
We're building a huge landmark here.
125.
Hey, no.
If anybody's at Z Frontier, you want to challenge me? 1v1? You're not going anywhere, buddy. What are you going to do? Oh,
I
no.
have to stop you. I have to stop you.
Oh my God. Can we shoot for 200?
Well,
No. But that's a nice number over there. Hey, we take those.
you know what? If it's a 168, then there's the perfect meaning in Chinese. It's like fortune all the way.
Okay, so it's not quite the lucky number, 168, but
It's good.
169, that's good enough. We like it. Hold on. So Calder is still talking, which is to be expected pretty much, but I'll try and get him now. Let's see. Thank you so much. This is just the type of thing you can do over here at our booth. I mean, you can always play some games. In fact, you know what? Let me actually show you something. We got more setups. Peep this out. Whoa. So over here we have the 60 HEV2 normal spacebar, of course. And this applies to both setups because we want to keep it nice and friendly. But over here you can just test movement and how you feel generally speaking about this keyboard. But this is the new wrist rest, which actually locks onto your keyboard through this little piece. So in a sense, this is a very modular wrist rest because you can actually disconnect this one part and then you just one-handed is kind of complicated, but would you look at that? Would you look at that? We got some help from home. Hey, look at this. Now it's connected, meaning that it's not going to go anywhere because it hooks directly into the case. And it's still the same great quality, great material, waterproof, splash proof at the very least, definitely energy drink proof. I know one thing or two about that, personal experience, but that's besides the point. So that's great, that's great. Now let me see. Oh, did Calder finish? Oh my goodness. They are going towards the exit, I swear it's happening soon, everybody. Let's see, any more questions? Is 60H V2 wrist rest compatible with OW60 case? Well, we can probably take a brief look at that. Let me see. So, the OLED case would be over here. How beautiful is it? My goodness. But, so you can see the bottom of this case doesn't quite have that hook. So I don't think you can actually do that. Of course it's... Oh wait, hold on a second. I think we might have an answer. Hold on. Let's see, can I get my hands on one? Let me think. Never mind, not the original one. Wait. I'm pretty sure you can actually do it. No. I was wrong on that one. I'm fairly certain you can do it because it does have the same hooking system at the bottom, you see? So I'm pretty sure it will work. I thought we were talking about OG60HE case. No, I'm talking about the OLED case. So it's going to work for sure. Yeah, no, it will work, but I can show you practically later. Do we have another wrist rest? The new one?
Maybe over there.
Over there? Okay,
Yeah.
let me go.
With V2.
Yeah. Because that one is compatible with the OLED case, right? Because I see the same shape.
Do you want to try that? Like you take this over there and try that?
Yeah, I want to try that. Okay.
Oh yeah. Just remember to return this here.
Yeah, I will. Okay. See, we are doing the test live, everybody. So if this fails, it will be kind of embarrassing, but I think not. I'm feeling very hopeful about this one. So I want to try and see whether this new wrist rest is actually compatible with the OLED case. So let's give it a shot. So let's see. Yeah, there's the hook. So will it work? Oh, and it works.
I think it works though because like there is like a thing here, so different from our keyboard. So this is gonna be blocked away.
So I mean, it kind of works.
No. But then you see from the side, it's like it's not flat.
Okay, I see what you mean. So there is a bit of a bump over here. It's not perfect. It can still work as a normal wrist rest, and it is hooked to an extent. It's just not the very same precise hooking system that you see here, because there's no distance between this and the wrist rest. But on the OLED case, there is a tiny bit of a bump. So, I mean, for my typing style, I don't think it would be a huge issue. But if you want to really play it safe, you can even just take this out and just use it as the normal wrist rest. So now you no longer have that gap, but you can't really have that, the fun sliding around your keyboard necessarily. But it works if you can make that compromise. Otherwise, you just use it normally like you would any other one. So there is that. Hopefully that answers your question. I think it does pretty clearly. Yeah, the wrist rest is very nice. Is that Spaza? Yes, that is me. That is me. Okay, look at Calder, everybody. This is the shortest conversation he has. It's about 30 minutes long. That's how you would describe that. How popular are the wrist rests? I'm waiting for mine. So, well, how popular? I suppose that depends because personally, for many years, I didn't really understand the appeal because I always thought that they were kind of a gimmick. Just my personal opinion. But then, after you actually use them, they are very nice to maintain a good typing posture and, generally speaking, not really have these very sharp angles when you type or where you do anything, especially for gaming. And I think for Osu too, because, you know, if you guys don't know Osu, it's a rhythm game and it requires a certain tapping technique. And some players, they really tap very hard and, you know, their hand is not really flat or relaxed, which can of course impact performance to an extent. Whereas if you play with your wrist rest on, everything just works immediately. Now, this is a bit awkward with one hand, but there we go. I can give you a practical example. So let's say you're gaming. You can see that my wrist is flat on the desk and I'm applying some pressure on my wrist over here. So depending on the game I play, over time it can be a bit awkward. You know, it's something very intense like Osu where most of the movement of the tapping is indeed making pressure on the wrist. But with this, it's no longer completely flat. It's now at an angle. So like the distance, it's boom, it connects to the keyboard directly, so it's a lot more ergonomic. Now this doesn't really come off that well on video, but if you guys ever use the wrist rest, you will feel the difference. And I'm saying this as somebody who was a non-believer. I thought it was just marketing, but wrist rests actually very useful for gaming longer hours. So if you care about ergonomics, yeah, it's definitely a great investment. I would highly recommend it, especially because this material, so the average wrist rest, especially the super cheap ones, they are nothing more than a piece of cardboard with a soft exterior, which can basically rip, or if you, for example, pour water on it, or an accident happens with your energy drink or your coffee or whatever else, then it's kaput. It's over. Your wrist rest, say goodbye. But this is made of silicone, so it's very stretchy. It's water resistant, splash resistant. And now don't quote me on this. We will ask Calder later, but I'm fairly certain this is even dishwasher safe. So if you really mess up, you don't even have to worry. But of course you can run it through water in the sink if you want to clean it and be more, you know, quick and easy. But pretty sure it is dishwasher safe. So there's that too. You are supposed to hover wrist. Well, that depends on your tapping technique, of course. Wooting got it for Geometry Dash 2. I agree with that. I agree. Do you know cursed Wooting knowledge where wrist rests are made? I'm not sure, really. Is everyone getting split or normal? Me, I personally prefer split. I think I said it earlier. Holy 60 in PC and black alu. Very nice, yeah. You know, it's nice about Wooting that you can really customize to your liking. So whatever fits your build, you can easily do it. Especially now with friction fit, it's very easy to just take it apart, replace the case, as it's compatible with most. Basically every 60 case. Although now with the friction fit, I'm not entirely sure if you do lose some of the features. I believe most cases they do have little stands inside anyway, so you wouldn't really have that problem, but that's another question for Calder because he will be answering that soon. Hopefully soon. Let's see. So, still going? My goodness. You know what's funny? I was talking to Calder earlier, organizing this live stream, and we thought, hey, you know, maybe we can take 30 minutes, maybe we can take an hour. It all depends on what we do, but I think this is going to be a longer one if he keeps talking to the people like that. That's what's beautiful about conventions, though. We get to answer questions, talk to people, and funnily enough, somebody earlier actually recognized me as an Osu player because we are talking about the Wooting Woo. So it's always very wild what happens around the world, even over here in China, you know? It's great. It's awesome. Now you can see over here the splash view of the 60HE V2. So every single layer is laid out like this. From the plate with the new lacquer thicken switches. Boom. Look at this, guys. Those who know, they know. It's pretty awesome, man. It's awesome stuff. All right. Well, what else do we do? I guess I can answer some questions in the meantime, to the best of my knowledge. Whoa, something crazy is happening over there. Maybe, you know what? I mean, I could even walk around. I have full freedom. Maybe I can show you around the event because, of course, it's not just Wooting. This is a big keyboard and gaming event. So there's lots of different booths from different brands and things like that. I'm just not sure if the connection will eventually drop out if I get too far from our booth, but maybe there is something that we can explore later. Let's see. What else can I show you? What do we got? Lacquer thicken boxes. Those are pretty neat. I love those. Now, guys, I'm not sure I can show you this, but this is the secret Wooting room, the secret back rooms. I don't think I can show you what's in there. Maybe we can ask later, but incredible secrets are hidden behind that door, and only those who are brave enough to go check can have a look. It's not for everybody though. Gigantic 60HE V2, our logo, of course. I think, yeah, over here is where the line creates most of the time whenever we play the Switchi Heist game that I showed you earlier. So that's probably it. Let me quickly check if I can get Calder real quick. Let's see. Let's see if I'm lucky.
Send me the stuff and I need to go to the live stream. So
Yes, we have been live for 30 minutes. So
yeah,
maybe,
but I saw you were doing a really great job. So
yeah, but you know, maybe they want to see the big man. So I believe we're almost there, everybody. You know what's funny? I don't even like. The main thing is Calder is supposed to post that we are doing this live stream on our Discord. Many people still don't know that we are live right now. But that's okay, guys. That's okay. All right. So. Let's do a quick test because my connection is kind of dropping right now. So I just want to make sure that I can read you guys. Could you send a message in chat right now? And let's see if everything is still ongoing. We are streaming from mobile, obviously, because we can't really be carrying a computer around. So this is about the best we can do in terms of communication and following whatever is happening. So hopefully we are still online. I think we are. So let's just very quickly type a message in chat and see whether it's working. Question mark? Live chat. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, we can see you. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I missed so many messages because this YouTube app was set to not showing me all the messages. I'm so sorry, everybody. Wow. There's a lot of questions I missed. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, everybody. Listen, we live and we learn. the live stream was secretly announced. Or was it? Was it announced? That's good, that's good. Yeah, I'm sorry everybody. Yeah, now I can see you, that's great. That's great. This one particular spot is stuttering more than usual. Oh well. There's a lot of people and we are relying on 5G or 4G in my case to keep the connection going. So I imagine it's not going to be the absolute best we can do. Any word on Switchi plushes? So the Switchi plush is alive. Look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? It's nice and soft. I believe we are still working on the colors because this is not the final version, probably. But soon trademark. Maybe it will be available to the general public. I would love that. I love the Switchi plushie. It's great. And now it's even in theme with the holiday season, so that's pretty damn good. What do I have to do to get a free 60HE V2? I don't think there's really anything you can do. But you can pre-order it now. It's the founder's campaign, so you might as well. How big the Wooting case? Can you fit a mouse inside of it? Well, so if you look at the case, it's really not that big, which is the whole reason why it's portable, right? So you can easily just put this in your bag and protect your Ubu. But the thing is, once you open it, it does actually have the shape of the Ubu. So unless you have a very, very small mouse, I sincerely doubt you could do it, see? It's got the mold inside, so you can't really can't really do much with that. But hey, you know what's crazy? I feel like it's kind of a trend happening in the mice world. Mice are getting smaller and smaller. So me personally, I still have a G502 Hero, and it's nice and accommodating for my hand. But I've seen some mice which are very, very tiny and very, very light. They got holes and everything. It doesn't really work. New lacquer thicken switches, how are they? Well, I think they're pretty fantastic, if I'm being honest. Now, honestly, already the box itself, it's so nice. So right now, this is locked. So you can't open it, but if you do this, boom, now you can open it. So already the unboxing experience is quite intriguing design-wise. Because if there's one thing that I hate about switches is they often just come out in some very scuffed packaging and it's incredibly annoying. But this one, you know, this is so cool looking. I actually want to have it on my shelf and not be sad about it. So that's one way to do it, right? Now I believe we finally have the big man over here. So let me give him the mic and let's go through the entire booth. I didn't.
Oh, you didn't do the whole? No, really? I thought you just did the whole booth. I mean, would have been kind of okay to have done the whole booth. Would have saved me some.
Oh, well.
Am I going to do the big booth presentation?
I don't think you have to really go too deep into it.
Okay. I saw you already showed
Yeah, they
Switchi
sold it.
tax fraud.
Playing.
Switchi tax fraud. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And well, let's go more back. We can see the whole booth. How far back did you go?
Didn't go too far.
Okay. Who's able to read that?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Chat right now.
what it says in Chinese characters? Because where's everybody coming from right now? Is it actually US? More US?
I mean, I'm not sure. Where are you guys from watching this live stream? Because we understand that right now the schedule is...
Is that microphone also
for
working?
Europeans. I'm from Canada. I am EU, Canada, US. Okay, US.
Okay, nice.
Nice.
Because I think this is the one time zone we never live stream usually. So we we did it also at this time to kind of get more of the, let's say, North America audience in. So I'm really curious to see what things come up, because usually with the live streams we have more of the European audience coming in, and some of Asia, but very few North Americans. Yeah, North Americans, as in Canadians, United States, could be some Mexico thrown in there. Anyway, so.
Can't really hear me right now. Do you think I should get a mic so they can hear our interactions and me?
They cannot hear you, right?
Yeah, because it's only one.
Yeah, here, one,
I
yeah.
got the other one back there. So
You want to grab the other one as well?
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
can take this
Oh,
one
yeah.
instead. Well, can I show them the Wooting back rooms? The
I guess
storage
so.
area?
Let's go backstage.
Okay, let's do it.
Now I'm the cameraman. I'm gonna follow.
show you.
Yeah. I still have the microphone though. That is indeed Spaza. But Spaza's now also gonna put on his microphone, that we can hear myself and Spaza. And this is our little backstage room of the booth, where we can have like very important business meetings and throw stuff away and hide it. We have a little coat hanger here as well. Wow.
Hello,
Some backstage
Can you
business.
hear me, chat? Can you hear me? If you can, Calder will probably see it right now.
Yeah, I can see it coming in.
Okay, that's great. So, one other thing that we have, coffee. Very useful. Okay,
Nice.
let's go back out now.
I see a good question here. Are you guys planning to create a warehouse within Canada? Sorry, that's not a question for you.
I think we should reverse again.
yeah.
Okay.
There's also a thank you for Spaza during the stream. I didn't see it all the way.
Calder, thank you for letting Spaza join this stream. He's
Yeah.
been great help. And also, he should be paid more. No, I'm just kidding. I added the last part, but hey, thank you.
Oh, maybe
thank you,
let's
Uwu.
clip it this way, and then it's more towards you.
All right.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. Okay, so
okay, the
are we opening
Canadian warehouse
a
thing,
warehouse within Canada? I feel like it
Yeah.
would really help with logistics.
Yeah. So, actually, I had this talk not too long ago with my colleague that is responsible for fulfillment. I've been looking at how we can do better fulfillment to Canada, because right now it ships over from the Netherlands to Canada, but we're also looking at, okay, can we now change it again back to the United States to Canada, or maybe even opening up fulfillment in Canada? My only problem is that usually if you want to do local distribution in a country, you would have to have an entity in that country. It means opening a company, and that has a lot of overhead, meaning a lot of cost, people, time, and resources, and that's something I don't want to do. So we are actually taking a look, what can we do for Canada to make it faster and cheaper? And it would indeed help a lot, because we do have quite big Canadian customer base. All right. I somehow, oh wait, that's a Z Frontier booth. I saw some Wooting ATHEs there. I was like, huh, what's that doing there? Okay, so the Wooting booth. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Z Frontier in general. Did you introduce anything about this event?
Yeah, I said it's a keyboard event, but in this case, this year it's also in collaboration or joined by another gaming event.
Oh, right.
I don't know much about the
So-
history, so maybe you can help with that,
Yeah,
as we are
so-
next to the text. Wow.
This is Z Frontier. Z Frontier is basically it's basically an online reseller in China, and they focus also on keyboard enthusiasts, and they've been expanding a little bit more into the peripheral zone as well. And they have their own website, they have their own community, and they also arrange a lot of these keyboard events. They've recently done also one in Japan to do the keyboard meetup. That was the first time they did it in Japan. Usually they just do it in China. They have multiple events. And then today is one of the bigger ones where companies like ourselves and anybody in the keyboard space can have like a whole booth instead of like a table showing stuff. And that's called the ZFX, and now it's 2025. And that we joined that also last year, and they're doing that now every year. So this year we're here as well, and the idea is that we have actually a pretty big customer base in China as well, but we never really have good opportunities to meet them face to face, and we're not really locally present in China. So being at these events gives us an opportunity to kind of talk with the local audience also, and to understand what they think about our products, but also what the struggles are in the Chinese market when it comes to Wooting keyboards in general. And then today for our booth, we're very focused on the 6HE V2 because in China our most popular product is still like the 60%. And now with the V2 out, we want to be able to give them an opportunity to try it out as well. But everything has to kind of be arranged within like a month or so. Like there's a very short period of time to arrange things, so it's also pretty limited in experiences. But behind us, or behind Spaza, we have our little gaming booth.
Yeah.
It's running Counter-Strike right now. I don't think we have any tournaments planned, but I think he's going to try to Wooting keyboard in-game. And then if we
So
go...
one thing.
Yeah.
Now this is a question from me before we get to chat.
Yeah.
Did you post the Discord announcement of the live stream?
I think so.
Because I wasn't sure whether that was going up. That was the main thing I wanted to check.
Yes, I did.
Okay, very nice.
There's no
So-
response on it though. But I didn't tag anything. Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, so
So guys, I know you're asking some questions, but
Yeah.
I believe we're gonna go through a general overview of the booth and then we can go through questions and Calder will answer, of course. So
okay.
let's
Yeah,
see.
it's very simple because we just have a few things at this booth. Here we have our little showcase of the Optimum and OwlLab case. So customized keyboard style. Here we do the same customized keyboard style, but then with our Alamaze case and wavy keycaps. And then we also show our large knob, one of the later prototypes I see. That's getting now closer and closer to a production model. It's like refining and refining and refining. You want to take it out? Yeah, okay, take it out. Maybe we can do some questions for this later.
Wow.
Oh, this is not one of the later ones. Oh,
Guys, it's the knob. Whoa.
whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, this is not a late, no. Okay, well this is whatever sampled was at the office, feels like.
It's one of the latest ones.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, so what is it? The large knob will have a big aluminum knob on the outside and there's a pressing button in the middle. Right now this is actually also an aluminum button because it's kind of like a Chicago screw thing. But we've decided recently that we're going to change this to plastic instead, the middle button, because the total cost would otherwise get too much and then it would put this in a too expensive price category. Yeah, the pressing is not too great yet. Yeah. But then we're now opening the molds for this large knob, which means that we can start fine-tuning the feeling also of the knob. But we couldn't nail down a lot of details. Like, well, I can't show you the bottom, right? But you can see, squeeze it out. I didn't have to pull it out. You can squeeze it out. I can't show the bottom because there's a lot of secret sauce in here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you can just click it in, and that's it. It works really well. Like now, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That's not getting off anytime soon.
Yeah. But then I can squeeze it here, and it comes off.
Damn.
Yeah. So that works really well, and the function also works. Like you can rotate clockwise, counterclockwise, and pressing, and you can also do absolute position. So you have like a little indicator here. It means that if you put it here, it would be an absolute thing. So maybe if you have profile 1 in this area, profile 2 in this area, profile 3 in this area, and profile 4 in this area, if you keep it there, it will always be that profile, regardless if you turn it on, off, whatever you do. But we're probably not going to implement that into the knob because, you know, it's not useful at all.
So we got an interesting question. Is that an upgrade or we need a new ATHE board for that?
Oh, you can get the large knob separate. So we're going to make it available separate. And our goal is in the end to also include it with an ATHE keyboard. But this is also why we had to change it to a plastic button in the middle. If we would start including it by default with the keyboard, right now the total cost of making this is a bit too high to make it a standard. And we need a bit more development time to find out how we can get the cost to a better level so it's more affordable and easier to just standard include it with the keyboard, even the plastic models of the keyboard. Yeah.
People very excited about the knob. They have been asking about it for some time during this live stream, so I'm glad that we got to actually play around with it. And I didn't even remember that this is a key. So that's very nice actually.
We can, yeah, I don't know if how much backwards you can go for questions, but I would love to focus a lot on the knob there, but for now, yeah, okay.
Okay, so I did have a bunch of questions, so we can go for the more specific knob
Yeah,
ones.
should we just focus on knob for a moment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so will that also be hot swappable? And if so, are there any other modules planned besides the knob?
Well, that's a smart question to ask. So it is hot swappable. I don't know if it's literally hot swappable yet, in that while you have the switches installed, you can take out the switches while the keyboard's plugged in, you take out the switches and pop it in. At the moment, you cannot like take out this, when the keyboard is connected, taking out the switches and popping in the knob, it's not gonna immediately work. We do need to know that you're gonna put the knob there, or if you put the knob in there. But our goal is, over long term with these knobs, is that you only need to like take out the switches, pop it in, and it will immediately recognize the fact that it's a knob in there. But we haven't really figured out how to do that really smoothly yet, or easily. So right now it is really, you need to indicate, I'm gonna put the knob there, and then you pop it in. But otherwise, yes, it's swappable anywhere on the keyboard you want. So it's not limited to one location, other than the key layout.
Okay, that's fair. So what about the smaller knob? What material is it made out of?
Oh, right, so that comes back to that like module question. So we do have the smaller knob, which is the other one. And yes, we are working on trying to figure out more input methods that we can put on our keyboard and make swappable in the same way as the large and the small knob. So that's something we are actively experimenting with and developing, which is fun. But it also challenges us a lot in, for example, with the large knob, we custom made all the parts what make the large knob, and there's no standardized way of producing this. So the assembly is also manual. And that makes the total cost of this kind of thing higher. Versus like off-the-shelf knobs, these come from suppliers of which the production has already been standardized, and it's a lot cheaper for them to make it in this way, regardless of the part cost. Assembling and everything is cheaper. And we need to bridge that gap, but we need to do that ourselves. So that's very interesting with this development, and it also kind of applies then to our other, let's say, ideas for these inputs. And then for the one unit knob, and about the question about the plastic, it's about also a plastic, right? So
Yeah, what material is it made out of?
yeah, so my original vision for this was that we want to have it as much metal as possible, because that increases the quality feel, and it kind of helps to bridge the gap of, I pay a little bit more for this, but I get this like really nice feeling knob. But we did find out that in this case with the small knob specifically, well, first of all, it is all metal except for the bottom case. The bottom case is a plastic, and that's for clicking it into the keyboard. But then the top, which is like a cylinder, and the inside, it's all metal. We did that on purpose for the durability of the knob as well, because there's a certain system in there. Then the cap that goes on it, it was also all metal, but we found out that the cost of doing the metal cap alone was like 70% of the total cost of the whole thing. So we're like, okay, well, that's not good. So we decided to change that part, and now the knob is still metal all the way around, but then the top piece, which has a special shape, is made of plastic. So it's a combo thing as well. It's like with the large one, and that brought down cost significantly, which is good for this development.
Well, that's a great segue into the next question, which is ballpark cost for the small knobs. Will they be purchased individually or in pairs, etc.?
Right now, when it comes to the large knob, I know that we are gonna sell it as a separate product as well, so you can buy it as an accessory and then add it to your 80. With a small one, we want to do the same, but I'm not sure yet. The challenge is that the cost is just at a point where you can't sell it for like $10 or something, and I don't want it to be any more than $20. But then if it needs to be more than $20, a good way, as what you would mention, is maybe you couple it with something together, because you have one is the product cost, but then the other cost is like all the packaging and logistics that come with it. And when you add another piece to it, you only need to focus on the product cost. The rest is pretty much the same. and that kind of helps you, get more value, but then for a relatively lower price. But that's not what we're planning to do right now. So it's going to be small knob, large knob, separate accessories that you can buy. And over the long term, we want to integrate this into our keyboards and be standard with the keyboard. But we need to get to the right cost level. My selling price aim is to be about $20, but I don't have the final price yet.
Can we show the smaller knob? Do we have a sample over here?
We do have actually prototypes and samples, but I don't know why we don't have it here. Let me check actually.
Maybe they are in the secret storage area.
Kong, do we also have the small knob? Okay, no, we didn't bring it.
Oh well.
Yeah.
GG guys.
Yeah, sorry. But you can see on our website, if you look for the Wooting small knob, you can also see a picture of it on our website. And I can't show too much of it anyway, because there's a lot of secret sauce in there that we just don't want to show until we have it on the market. Yeah.
So just so you guys know, you can also see the small knob in our Computex YouTube video and the Gamescom video. So if you want to have an idea, there you have it of what that looks like. So before we continue with the questions, I do want to announce that I'm currently at 13% battery because, wow, streaming is really intense on the old phone. So we'll see what happens, but if the stream ends abruptly, you guys know why. But okay, so let's see.
Was that all the knob questions?
Can the 60H V2 ANSI split use 63 knobs without issues? So I'm guessing we want to have someone have the full knob keyboard. I thought of that, of course. And so is that possible?
I'm guessing, we haven't tried something like this, of course. I'm guessing no, because there are two reasons. One is the small knob is particularly more sensitive. I don't know what's gonna, I'm not sure. Like in theory, yes. In theory, yes. But I'm not sure how reliable it's gonna be. Yeah. So in theory, yes. In practice, I'm not so sure. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, could I use several knobs to make a mixer? I guess that's up to you.
Yeah, you can combine multiple, like have a small knob and a large knob on the same device, but the large knob needs to have keys that are laid out in a grid, and you only right now have the ATXG that has that. But with a small knob, you can put it on any single key.
Wheel emulation compatibility for knob when?
What kind of
wheel emulation? So I guess maybe like a mouse wheel that you can.
But like more like a scroll wheel kind of.
Yeah, I guess so.
Type.
Yeah. I wonder.
Yeah, we've had this idea to try. We're still kind of figuring out how to do it exactly, but it's not like one of the first things we're actively developing. There's two other things that we are developing as the follow-up. Yeah, and that's all I can say. Yeah.
Okay.
But you're thinking in the right direction of things that you can try and do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's about all there is in terms of specifically the knobs. There are some other questions, and there are a lot of people saying we need that Wooting mouse, but that's besides the point, I suppose. Something interesting about haptic feedback.
Haptic feedback?
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think we are there yet technologically.
Yeah, haptic feedback on the keys, so that when you press a key, that you can feel like some tactile feedback idea.
Yeah. Maybe for the knob too, for that central key on the big knob.
Oh, for the big knob. Oh, so the big knob is actually a smooth rotator, but by controlling the lubrication inside, we can kind of control also how heavy it feels in rotating it. We haven't found the right balance just yet, but we're able to control it. And then for the pressing mechanism actually relies on the magnets. Oh shit, I should stop there for a moment. But then it has also a unique feeling. Then for the small knob is a tactile knob. So every rotation step is a clear tactile sound feeling. and there's also a sound associated with it. And then the pressing itself, that's not a tactile press, it's a linear press. Oh no, there's a slight tactile press to it. There's like a bit heavier in the beginning and then it presses through, yeah.
Okay, I see. Well, so we could go further on this haptic feedback thing because there's a lot of nerdy talk happening in the chat,
How
which
to
we
do
love
haptic
and
feedback on the
appreciate.
keys? Yeah.
But I think it's a bit of a rabbit hole. So I'll just read you the first message that started this whole conversation. So it's like, let's see. Hold on. So it all started with what's the resistance like on lacquer keys, and then it went into I want to have haptic programmable resistance in keycaps, but I don't think we're at that point in research and development. Haptic resistance, so you have stage clicks with magnetic resistance.
Okay, so I can tell you that we've run an experiment in using electromagnetic field to increase resistance and dynamically be able to change it. And by creating simply a coil around the magnet area. But you know, it was a small experiment to kind of see what's the stuff you need to deal with to kind of develop this. And we found out two problems. One is that it generates a lot of heat you have to deal with. There's also very distinctive coil whine that is introduced once you start scaling it up to multiple keys. And it drains a lot of power. And you would most likely, if you would do a whole keyboard, you would have to plug it into the wall situation. So that doesn't mean that it's not possible, but it's kind of like, these were the issues that are being introduced to do that development. And we decided, well, that's not, with the in-house capabilities that we have, it's not worth the time, expenditure, and like figuring out to go that direction. So we stopped it there. But then there's maybe another way. We have these like haptic, what's it called? Like haptic engines. They use in like controllers, or they use in like with a touch pad. You feel like as if you're clicking, but you're actually not clicking anything, and it's like locally vibrating towards your finger. So there's like maybe some direction that could be taken there, but that's all been theory. I don't know how practical it will be, but we haven't tried anything like that. But yeah,
I believe it's been mentioned that technology is available in MIDI controllers, DJ stuff, but obviously the amount of power and the size of those things are very, very different. So
yeah.
I have a non-knob related question, but it's an interesting one, so maybe you can give a quick answer before we move on. Will profile sync ever be a thing with the Wooting keyboards? So like functionality between my main Wooting board and my Wooting UWU can be more seamless and provide more functionality to the UWU.
I'm not sure what he means. You mean that it becomes like one keyboard, or?
Probably like profile sync. What comes to mind is the utility profiles, but
yeah, he means maybe that if you go on one profile on your keyboard, it also changes to like a matching profile on the UWU then. Yeah. So maybe related to this, to do something like that, you require to have a background service running on the computer at all times. So that means kind of like having the utility open at all times on your computer. We're releasing, I think supposedly this week, I'm not sure if the announcement, well, anyway, let's say this coming
spoilers.
week. Yeah, well, it's kind of a half-half. I don't want to make any promises for software right now, but then we're at the cusp of releasing a beta, and in that beta, it includes utility background service. And that is basically the utility running in the background, but then like not heavily, right? It's very light, so that it can run certain functions that require the PC side. So one of those functions could be, for example, I change to a profile, and then all my Wooting devices change to a certain profile to match it. The way we're going to be using it right now is that you can do profile management and profile switching based on applications using, well, that's not the first version of it though, but using the background service. So it would mean that I open this application, then my keyword automatically changes to this specific profile for that application. That's what it's going to work towards. But I think the first beta version that's releasing right now only helps with the HHE and the LED bar. We have a couple of functions in there. It's like the show the RAM, show the volume, that kind of stuff. That also requires background service. That will be then working then with that beta. But once that is in public, we've kind of like, it's a big milestone because that kicked off our background service, and we build it also to eventually to do profile syncing. And it would be possible to do profiles like multiple device, this profile when I open this application, but it's just not around the corner right now.
Yeah. And so I mean, this is a question in chat, but I'm pretty sure it is doable, syncing colors and all, right? So probably, yeah, definitely.
That would be part of it then, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's that. Look forward to it. Pretty exciting stuff. So
yeah.
Now I did show the rest of the booth, but maybe you can
the breakout of the V2 also.
Yeah, you can very briefly just go through it. Right now I'm at 9% battery.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
Yeah, let's check the rest of the booth. So this is the exploded view of the 60HE V2. So you can just see each layer.
You can see the silicone inside the case product, and otherwise the full product. There's also a foam version of this, so you can choose which one you want to have inside. Here we have our tape mod, which is actually taped onto this. Here we have the PCBA with the screw-in stabilizers, and this is the friction fit pad. So this being extended does the friction, but then inside you can see we actually have a separate piece made of foam, which helps with the sound profile on the V2 around the alpha keys. And then finally we have the switch plate here with the Lekkerticken switches. And this is a FR4 plate.
Oh yeah, FR4.
Yeah. And there's maybe interesting thing, what makes our FR4 plate different from other FR4 plates on the market in general. So a lot of the other FR4 plates on the market, they use like a PCB SMT method to make the plate. And then either you need to screw in the plates with like spacers, or they have like a standoff on the plate. You can take this one off maybe. They'll have a standoff on the plate, and that is kind of like using an SMD type of component. So it's like soldered on, which is not really strong. Well, this one has actually been, this standoff in here, metal standoff in here, has been embedded with the FR4 plate together, which is, which is stronger. But more importantly is that where you're going to find the most difference with our FR4 plate and other ones is because of our production method of basically taking a big slab of FR4 and then we puncture all the holes, and then afterwards we do like a touch-ups of CNC to make the exact opening. Our FR4 plate is more stiff than the regular ones that you find on the market with third parties. And because those third parties will never open like tooling for stamping out these FR4 plates and making these customizations so that standoff can also be installed in this way.
So I have an idea maybe that can help us. I believe some of our colleagues may have one of those power banks that allows you to do wireless charging. So maybe I can hold that in the meantime.
Did we receive it already?
We can, if I recall correctly, Michael has one. So let's go on this little side quest.
All right.
See if we can do it. This is all live, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you have
we find the problems, we solve the problems live as they happen.
Back of the phone, right?
Yeah.
Can Marco borrow it for the stream because he's getting very empty?
Do you want it? Okay.
Okay, let's see. Extending the live stream. Woo!
Yeah.
Better be coming soon because I'm at 7%. So.
What? Really?
Yeah.
He's
running
running
out fast.
He's running.
Okay.
Oh, here's the phone piece. So this is the foam piece. That is the alternative. You can swap out with the silicone.
Is there an exclusive Wooting strap for Z Frontier? For this event?
Oh, no, the announcement is too short to make something specific. Yeah, nice.
Okay, let's see.
But we,
Is it compatible?
other way around or?
Is it compatible? Yes!
But you have to hold it because the magnet is not strong enough, I guess.
Yeah, I have to hold it. Or
Yeah.
maybe I get rid of my phone case.
Yeah.
It's maybe
Oh,
your
yeah,
phone
yeah,
case,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's try. Okay, guys, hold on a second.
You have to disconnect the microphone.
We will do this right now. Work in progress.
You have to disconnect it. Isn't it the same shape?
I still have to hold it myself, but
Or is it maybe the other way around?
no. It's okay. All right. So is it charging? Yes. Please. Very nice. Hey. Okay, so now we have some battery, I hope. And yes, brightness is at the lowest for those who asked. There we go. Okay, very nice. So one little thing that I want to show you before we continue on to the booth. I took off my phone cover and I have a little secret inside. What? Look at this. Little stickers to keep my phone happy. That's why the charger wasn't working properly. All right, let's continue on to the booth.
We only have one special strap for this event, which is our teal color one. But we don't have like an exclusive one for this event specifically. We didn't have enough time. The straps need a little bit more time to prepare because we don't want to just like give some colors and then go. We need to confirm also. If we can't do that, then yeah.
So there was a question, it would have been nice to get a special Founders Campaign Switchi Heist strap. But maybe this is a good segue to maybe talk about what goes on behind the strap production, because it is not a very straightforward or easy process, isn't it?
You
Or
mean
at least, like we can't really just make them all that often. It's a
the
special.
straps, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we originally were planning to do a special strap for the Founders Campaign, but then during the development, it kind of stalled on it being like a purple with yellow strap, and was not really very excited about that. So we decided, you know what, we need to change it to something else, and that's when came up with the idea to do the Switchi Heist switches, which are very, very heavy switches in Switchi Heist colors. And those are just more unique and useful in that way. But then if we wanted to like pimp the strap a bit better, we also needed a lot more time for the development, because then you make the strap, takes a while to get a sample, they need to check the colors, you need to check also the braiding quality, and then you have to send it back, and then you have to adjust, and then you repeat the cycle until you have something good. Yeah, and that takes more time. So yeah, that's why for the Founders Campaign we decided let's not do the strap because it's not exciting enough, and let's do the Switchi Heist switches, and also the sticker pack. The Switchi Heist sticker pack is really cool.
Yeah, because over here you can see this is a special strap. Wow, people love the straps, but it's not. You always gotta double check how the colors come out. Tests, like it's not as easy as let's just make a purple one and first try it immediately works. We want to have a nice color, nice quality, and that takes time. So
yeah, it is possible for us to just throw a color out there and just do it. I think with our first straps for one of the events, like we had a red one, for example, we made the development loop much shorter. But as soon as you step away from the few color, like the exact same Wooting thing with the same color scheme, then you need a lot more time because you need to validate the whole design all of a sudden. Yeah.
All right. Oh, we don't have a vertical strap.
Vertical
unfortunately.
strap?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean,
You mean on the backside type of vertical? Or like it just goes from the side up?
I imagine probably like this, but nah, I don't know. Imagine if it did this. That would be kind of crazy looking for sure. Now, this is an
I think you
interesting
can make
one.
like an attachment, you know?
There is potential. We will think about it. Now, how about selling straps and allowing us to choose which one we like at checkout? I want to buy all the straps. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, this is a little bit of a dilemma. I do think what we're really not doing well, what we should, is also give some strap options that you can just buy and add to the cart. In all cases, it's not going to be interesting to completely split out the strap from the keyboard because it just makes the whole thing more expensive versus just standard giving the strap, and then if you do like a different color, you just get the different color separately. And then the dangerous piece is like when you get to this, like when you get into this subjective zone, there's only so much you can really do that will capture the majority of the quantity. And the reality is with colors, for example, is that, you know, black is the most popular color at all times. So you can say that you do a black, that's 70% of your quantity. The other 30% is whatever other colors you might introduce. So it's not like you introduce this one color and maybe you feel like, wow, this is amazing, so cool, right? Yeah, yet it just only does like 5% of the total quantity because black would still do the 70%. This is kind of the color variations dilemma because it's so subjective, and black is so dominant. Yeah. So the strap is the same story. You can like introduce these different straps, but we don't really have a good. When we introduce all those different straps, the total quantity of sales is going to be very low, and it's going to be spread out over all these different variants. It's just going to sit there and move very slow. And we don't really have a good approach yet with how to deal with those kind of things. Like, for example, we just do like a limited release of these fun straps you can get for this time, and then when it's gone, it's gone. It's something we could do, but we're not used to doing that, and it also takes time and development to do it versus doing other things. Whoa.
Okay. So, do we have, since you mentioned them earlier, someone asked, do we have some of those Switchi Heist switches to show? I don't think we do at the booth.
No, it's a bit stupid. I took them out of my bag before leaving. I should have left them in. And nobody else has it because I did get some Switch with a heavier spring inside, but they were not in the Switchi Heist coloring. But I have like a whole box at home, but we didn't bring it here. Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's check. So this part of the booth I already showed. It's pretty much just a bunch of 60H V2s in different color combinations.
Did you show the wrist rest?
The V2 wrist rest, of course.
Yeah, so new thing with the V2 wrist rest is that if you move the keyboard around or you move the wrist rest around, it all joins together. I think side to side is, okay, not bad. And the trick is that we have what we call the bridge. So here is like an additional piece you can take out, and that sits underneath the case basically in the lip, or like what is this, the slope or the lip of the case. And that makes it that you have your wrist rest joining with the keyboard. This was one of the feedback things we had for a long time for the wrist rest. And with the 6HE, we could actually make something for it. So I think this is really cool. And it doesn't, anyway, this is really cool. And we made a huge improvements also huge improvements. We went a little bit next level with the bottom also. So we have a new bottom pattern here. With this bottom pattern, it kind of, with this bridge has like a special area here, which you can see is then not shiny, not glossy, where you can go in and put it together. So in this way, you also got a bit of an ID upgrade. And we also, I need to have the original one to show it more clearly, but we made some refinements on all the edging and side profile of the wrist rest.
So earlier, someone asked if it was compatible with the OLED case, and so we tried that test, and it kind of works, but obviously it doesn't hook all the way. So I wouldn't say, like if you take this wrist rest and you have an OLED case, just take out the bridge, and it can be fully lined up. Oh boy, Calder is running the test again. He's gonna he's gonna see that. Maybe he has the magic touch and can get it to fully work, but I have my doubts.
Oh, is it raised?
Yeah, you can see.
Oh, right, of course.
It's
They
not
closed
fully,
it here.
Yeah. There's a bit more extra thickness down
Yeah.
there. However, if you take the bridge out, then it works as intended and it's completely on the same level.
Yeah.
So you can still do it, of course, but you won't have the cool moving wrist rest. And since you mentioned the bottom pattern has changed, someone was asking if it's possible, maybe you have the normal wrist rest, just add the bridge, but I guess not, right?
No.
Yeah.
You need a special fixture here in the bottom to be able to fit it in. Yeah.
All right. Is that the white case? Ice emoji? No, that will be the silver case. With white keycaps though, still very, very clean.
Thinking where is the
Love the silver case.
Yeah,
It's-
no, yeah, I borrowed it for a moment. Yeah. So we, instead of having like painted white, we opted for, well, because we're already doing extrusion CNC, it's kind of a waste to paint over it because you'll miss out a lot of the details that come from CNCing it. And with anodization, you also get a really nice finish. So just with our black one, we also have anodization as a finish. And that's a finish you just can't get with e-coating or with painting, or at least it's very difficult to get to this kind of finish. So for the white one, we thought we want to keep anodization, but you cannot anodize white. It doesn't exist. But you can anodize like silver, and we call this bright silver because it's increases the lightness and the glossiness of the case a lot. In some light, it will almost look white even. But I think I'm very happy with this bright silver finish.
So, just because people have been asking, this is what we have. Like it's the dark, and then this one. There's no white case because of the.
Yeah, so we always want to. What we're trying to do now is that we, with every keyboard model, want to have a dark version and a light version. And I say dark and light because the dark one most likely is going to be black.
Yeah.
But I want the option to be open for it not to be black. And the light version is similar, that it doesn't necessarily need to be white, but it needs to be a lighter version that fits more with white. Originally, because we now have the bright silver, we don't want to have like another third option that is then painted white, because it kind of dilutes our keyboard options. And like I mentioned before, still 70% is going to buy the black, and then the other 30%, in this case, will buy the bright silver. But I add a white one, we're not going to get like more people buying things. You're just going to get more people divided between the 30%, which is very inefficient for us. It's just better to offer one version. And then if we're ever going to come out with the white version overall, like a painted white, so it's like a completely white, because we did have a version of that. No plan yet. But yeah, and it's also really awkward to bring it out later on. Yeah, and if it is painted and we use this type of case, it is also, it is more expensive to make. But maybe a limited version for the same price as this one. But we have no plan. No plan.
But honestly, I like the silver because it's almost like a MacBook feel. That same vibe, so it's pretty clean. I enjoy it more than normal white. And also my favorite combo I was saying earlier is black keycaps plus silver case. I don't know if you share that thought.
No,
Are you more of a full black keyboard?
No. No, I like this. I like this better than doing the white keycap on the black case. That's my preference. Yeah. But this strap, I would change the strap though. This would then also need to be the, preferably the black and white strap.
Oh yeah,
That would be dope. Yeah.
All right. So over here we just have nothing too exciting. It's the switch puller, keycap puller, and the tool that you use for the friction feed. If you want to showcase that real quick,
Yeah.
how you're gonna be able to swap the
Yeah.
module out safely, because
So
there is a safe way to do it, so you don't scratch anything.
yeah, no matter which version you have, you can remove the right Alt key. And then there's an opening there, which is usually for being able to put in a screw. But now you can put the tool in there, and you just need to straighten it out and pull up, and then it will grab the whole module out.
Let's get a closer look at the hole.
This hole?
Yeah, it's over there, guys. See? So it's hollow there. You can hook it, this part of the tool. So that's how it works.
Yeah, and then you can see that if I try to, maybe, oh, this feels like an EVT sample, so I can probably,
Yeah, I did that
Oh.
before. It stays pretty well, but the reason
I
this is
can't
not
tell.
safe is because it's gonna scratch the USB-C part. So
Yeah.
be careful, guys. Use the tool.
okay, no, this is actually in PVT model. Okay, yeah, so this is the right tightness. It's really difficult to get it out without the tool, but it is possible, but it's just much more difficult.
Yeah,
That's why we made
you
the
gotta
tool.
be patient. But with the tool, it's that
very
easy.
easy.
Yeah. So this could be an interesting question. Why don't we have metal keycap slash switch pullers? They probably scratch the surface, I would think.
Yeah, I know that this switch keycap puller is not perfect. Like the main flaw is that because of the design and it being plastic, this can bend too much. So it's really hard, difficult when you put force this way. This can still bend. Yeah, and that's a very weak point. So if you would have a metal puller, it will not bend. So when you apply force, it's easier to hook on everything, and it's apply the force on the switch. So this is something we definitely need to improve. And then the reason why this is not a metal puller, at the time when we did this development, because now it's a while back, all the metal pullers you could get from the market were off-the-shelf solutions, and they kind of, I don't know, they were both really ugly and also very expensive for absolutely no good reason. So that's why I decided, you know what, we might as well just open our own mold and make our own design and make something that actually looks good and more suitable with our keyboards, and it's going to be a more reasonable price. Because it was almost like buying an MCU for the keyboard just for a stupid puller, which is incredible to me. So that's why we didn't have one of those off-the-shelf ones. Yeah, but we're going to make an improvement for this. And what was it? That was about metal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean-
So we will make an improvement on this. Like now, we just need to do the development. I've been talking about this a few days already, and we actually have an open space to do the development, to redesign this, maybe to introduce also metal. But now we have like, versus that time and now, we have more funds to make a more bigger investment in the tooling of making something that is affordable and really good.
So was I wrong in assuming metal can maybe damage the keycaps or, scratch the plate?
Okay, right. So I was very focused on the switch pulling piece, right?
Yeah.
But in general, with metal, you want to be careful that it can more easily scratch because metal is a much harder material. To put it differently, when you take two different materials, the material that's harder will always wear out the material that's softer. So that's why when you, for example, have a cog, you don't want to have a plastic cog and a metal cog. So the metal cog is going to wear out the plastic cog very fast. So what you want to do is have a plastic hog with a plastic hog, and then the wear will be much slower and will last much longer. So same as kind of with the puller. If you start using like metal, it's always going to be a much harder material than the materials you're using it on. So if the hooks are not right, it will easily scratch through it, and it will cause you to damage your keycaps. Also, when you're trying to use the puller in the same way as this. But then you do have like wire pullers, for example, and wire pullers, they prevent you from scratching keycaps at all. They're just a little bit less convenient, in my opinion, to use. And then with the metal switch pullers, if they didn't do the design really well in the hooking area on this side, there's a very good chance you scratch the plates, especially if you have like the FR4 plate or the PC plate or a softer plate or some kind of painting on the plate, it's gonna scratch it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least it's cool to know that there will be indeed improvements made. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Okay. So there is still some discussions about a potential strap for the Founders campaign, like stuff
What potential strap?
like I don't know, make the Founders campaign strap. Give a discount code. I mean, it's too complicated. I think to really get that going. I mean, we spoke about it, so it would be kind of strange to make the strap and then give it to you months later, and maybe a discount or whatever. Like, it's too many things.
It's a little bit of a failure. It is a bit of a failure on our side. When we're doing the V2 development and preparing for the launch, we prepared well in time to have the whole concept out there of what we wanted to do at the launch. But from a product development side, we didn't prepare well enough to start the development of the product that we wanted to give with the launch. And that's just the reality of these things, is that with product development, some of the companies will care a little bit less, but when we make a product, we just want to make sure that it's correct and not like we just threw it out to the supplier. Oh, well, the collar shade is like 10 times off. Oh, we have no time, let's just go with it. And that's kind of the issue we had with the V2 launch. But it's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better. It's going to be better.
Okay.
But we can't do like Founder Shop anymore. No.
Yeah. All right. So that's more 60HE V2s. Oh, there is the Switchi plushie, which people have been begging for. So what's the deal with this bad boy?
I don't know. People are asking for us to put it on the store, but the Switchi plushie, there should be some exclusivity to it. But I did see some of our guys here walking around with a little fish, maybe to make like a Switchi keychain. Would be fun. Yeah, there we go. Harper fish. Yeah. So maybe we were thinking, oh, maybe make a Switchi of this side. And you can also hook it on. Actually hooked it on here, see? Yeah.
So this is exclusive to us. So sorry, my friends, but Switchi will stay over here at the booth.
For now.
For now.
Yeah.
For now.
Just don't want to get into the merch game just like that. And I want to have a better Switchi if we're going to do it. Better. All right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what else. What else
So,
is, because
over there it's just a general showcase of the ATHE, the V2, a bunch of cases. I kind of went through that. Maybe I didn't really show the cables. This is something that many people who don't really explore our store, maybe they're not even aware that these are out there, and they are beautiful.
Right.
So different
we've had
colors.
these now for a while as well. So the idea is that we have a this is basically, let me see. This is basically the main cable that you plug into your computer. And then here you can connect it with either the coiled version or with a straight version. And it depends on what kind of style you want, what you connect. And then for the straight version here, for example, you have these two red dots here. And you can see I can just click it together and then it doesn't release. And this is like a Jedi saber kind of style, is what I always feel like, which is a bit more cool than the aviator ones, which you need to like screw. And then you can separate them because there's like a, let's see, oh here, there's a jacket on this side. And it's a release jacket. So as you pull it this way, it just smoothly releases. And you can just plug it in, smoothly release it. And what you could even do is you can do the coiled with your keyboard, and this one could be hanging in some other device, and you can swap it around. But honestly, it's just easier to swap with the USB-C. So it's purely aesthetics. And the reason why we developed this, the motivator for developing this was that a lot of coil cables on the market, they would provide, because the coil cable is really, 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 really long, because when you uncoil it, it's really long. And the longer the cable is, the more you have to deal with a lower voltage supply. So it's referred to as AWG. The longer the cable becomes, the more you deal with like a lower voltage supply to whatever device. And a lot of the cheap coiled cables, they didn't take this into account, so our keyboard would receive a lower voltage, and that would mess up with the keys. So we made one that was actually proper, good quality, and actually provides you the rated voltage. And that's why we made these.
So something that I was showcasing earlier, one-handed, so it was pretty difficult, is the Lecker Ticken box, which is our latest masterpiece, in my opinion. It's so cool. I love this box a lot.
Yeah, so we have our creative box wizard. That was Michael that we saw earlier.
And Michael also provided us with the power bank. So shout out to Michael.
Yeah. Oh, there he is, behind you.
There he is.
Hi. What's up?
Michael, the box wizard. Yeah. So we're redoing a lot of our packaging is being redone, basically in Michael's vision also. And the switch pack is actually part of like a logistics play that we're doing as well. So the goal was that if we ship a 60HE, this is in our 60HE box, that you'd be able to couple it this way and then put it in a shipping box, and then it would still be under a certain dim weight. So that was the logistics challenge that was given to Michael. So we needed something that was not circle and super big and bigger than the keyboard box. And it has to be interesting. So Michael went ahead and made these switch packs. And what makes these switch packs a lot more fun is that other than the design here, right, is that it also has like a little mechanism. And this mechanism is that this sleeve here is actually stuck onto the case, but you can unlock the sleeve by pressing here. And now you can remove it. And now you have basically your little switch box. Now you would think, hey, this stuff is usually very annoying, like it flaps all the way back, it's thin and it's like malleable. But this is actually much thicker. I think it's still a PET, right? Or yes. Yeah, it's PET plastic, but we made it much thicker. So actually it's very sturdy. I would want to drop it now. I still feel afraid of dropping it, but if you drop it, it doesn't.
Drop it. Yeah, it doesn't open.
Doesn't open?
Yeah. Design test passed.
Yeah. So also the big thing is we're having the thicker PET is when you open the flap, usually those things kind of flap back because of the tension of the thinner PCB cannot withhold. But then this one you can just fold it and it will stay. So
it stays in shape, so that's pretty awesome. It's not flappy, not annoying.
Yeah, and then you can take out the switch, whatever you need, and when you're done, you can just fold it close again. Close this as well, and you can store it this way, or you can just put it back into the sleeve, and the sleeve you can lock it again.
So now it won't come out.
And now
no matter how you pull, it doesn't work.
Hold it very aggressively.
You'll break the paper if you do very aggressively, but see, but it sits really well. Yeah. So this is a really, it solved a logistics problem, it added new customer experience, and it solved some problems you usually see with these kind of blister type of packaging, or just with PET boxes basically. So this is really dope. Yeah, we have some, do we have a V2 box? Oh, but no, or it's ATHE. We have an ATHE box.
No, ATHE box, I guess so, but not reassembled.
Module box, maybe?
Module box, yeah, we have.
Can you grab one? Okay, so this is going to be an exclusive because we usually want to keep the packaging for the moment that we deliver the product to you guys at home, so you can have the full experience. But module packaging, not everybody will have that experience. Is really dope. Like Michael really reinvented the way we can do the module.
You want to see the V2 module box?
Yes, yeah. If you have,
You want to reveal it now? Reveal it now?
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, not every little.
Ooh,
just the
okay,
general
we are
thing.
getting the exclusive leak.
Yeah.
He's feeling it. Okay, okay.
We don't have V2 module, but
No.
we have 80 module.
But that one is just normal box style, right?
Yeah, old fashioned.
Ah, we teased you for no reason. So sorry, everybody. No leaks today.
有巴黎module，但他想看。
Michael's packaging always makes me super excited. So it's always very magical how he puts the box together.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. We have the pre-assembled one, but maybe not show the outside pre-assembled one. Let me see what's inside for a moment.
Yeah, we are hiding it. Oh, look at the ceiling, everybody. How beautiful is it? Wow.
Maybe you want to show the.
Okay. Let's take a look at Calder's back.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, or
No.
you can mention
By
about
Wooting.
the,
Woo.
the
I'm
deafening
trying to
foam
hypnotize you
that's
real quick.
included so that they
Oh,
won't
that's a good
miss out.
one.
Yeah, they won't miss out on it.
Okay.
Am I
Okay. We can only show one. So what is more magical about this box is more about if you compare it to our previous box and how this box has improved. There's something very significant there, but it's more of a technical side than it is like an end user side. But there is something important, is that in your assembled keyboard, you also have your foam piece that you can put in the bottom case that's separate, and it's sitting underneath your box. And there's like
So
a
I can.
little,
Okay, well,
Yeah,
you're
we-
showing it, so.
yeah, I mean, there's like a little lip here. It says here alternative case dampening below here. You can then pull it out. And then in here, you have your dampening foam, which is a separate piece. Yeah.
You can.
You want me to
detach
open it? Okay.
You can detach
Open
it.
right?
Yeah.
So it's actually
Oh, okay.
inside here, you have the dampening foam. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's-
this is a little FYI so that you don't forget that it's there. We try to indicate it as much as possible without making it really dumb. But it's there, so just so you know. Here, I'll give it to you. Yeah. Okay. Too bad we can't show the module. The module one is so dope. Yeah. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited with the module one. Yeah. Yeah. But packaging, yeah. The packaging is also, with packaging in general, we're trying to uniform everything. So you can also see the paper usage. With the switch packs, we also changed our paper style to a more fiber paper. So, and we're gonna start doing less printing also. So with the old box, we'd have like a full black print, for example. But now we're trying to not do a full surface print. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. What else? What else would you say is significant in our new packaging styles? Not just switches.
Not just switches. I think that we are because we're considering all the logistics stuff. So I try to make all the except for the pre-assembled ones. The pre-assembled one, the box size is on its own, but with like with standalone case, with module boxes. I try to match the size of the box into a existing to match the existing box size. For example, if you guys have purchased our PVT keycaps, the bottom circumference of the PVT keycap box is right now the same as our V2 module box, same as our V2 standalone case box. So that means when you purchase a whole package, the shipping box would be more like unified, and the unpacking experience would be more better. I think in that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
So
Right.
every one of those boxes can just be stacked on top of each other.
Yes.
Has the same size and just
Same.
has a shipping box that goes over it.
Yeah. So it would be more neat, and the user experience, the visual experience of unboxing would be more better, I guess. Yes. Right.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone will think the new box design would be, the presentation would be more surprising and more better user experience, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Nice.
basically, yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
And I think going forward, every box from Michael, every box that you're going to see from our product is going to be coming from Michael. And as you can see, the change in the color of the box, like I just showed you, and the materials, and like the playfulness, especially of the box, that's all coming from Michael.
So shout out to Michael,
Yes, shout out
the
to
goat.
Michael.
Thank you. You want to show the envelope or not?
Yeah, no, that one, the envelope stays a secret. The envelope is the envelope. When you get your envelope, you know it's on.
But I do have. Can I show them at least how it should be opened? I don't have to open it, but I can show it how to open properly at the beginning. Yeah. maybe
Just
from
open the
back.
flap.
No, I won't open the flap. I won't open it.
Okay.
Are we getting more spoilers?
Again.
Can we?
Oh no! Oh!
He just ripped an envelope from the box.
Okay, so this is.
Can I show this on camera?
This can be shown, yeah.
Yeah.
Until so far, yeah.
So this is the back of our new envelope design, and I will not open this, but I will show you guys how the envelope is better to be opened. So when you detach the envelope from the lid of the box, you flip it to the back side. It is better that you hold it with one hand and hold on both of the edges right here, and the other hand, one finger you hold it right here, and the other finger you just gently open up the flap. So don't bend or anything like that. Hold on the edges and open up gently, and see the magic happen.
Oh crap,
yeah.
I didn't have the microphone on you.
Yeah.
So don't rip it in half. Someone asks in chat.
Yes.
So don't rip it in half.
Don't. Yeah. Don't break it in half. Yeah. No. Yeah. The magic behind this envelope, I think, is quite nice. And if you open up it properly, then I think you guys would appreciate the design behind this envelope. Yes.
All right. So
Nice.
So the one thing that's been happening in chat, we have a bit of a protest going on.
Okay, how come?
People are saying I'm ignoring the elephant in the room,
What is that?
which is everybody's talking about when is Wooting making a mouse, drop the mouse, make the mouse.
Oh, really?
Come on, guys. What's up? What's up with that?
I mean, I can give the response that I'd always give about mouse is that mouse is on our radar of products that fit within Wooting, but we're not going to do a mouse unless we can find a problem that we can solve. And just like with the Wooting keyboards, we are focused on, we do one platform, like we basically have analog keyboards. We only do analog keyboards. We don't do other keyboards. We're not going to make a traditional Switch keyboard or anything like that. We just stick with analog keyboards. Regardless of the technology underneath it, right? It's always an analog keyboard. And for a mouse, we don't have that platform at the moment, or some kind of, essential piece that we feel like that will solve a problem that we should be partaking in. And until we do find that, we're going to stick with the thing that we're good at and do that better and better, which is the keyboard piece. That's kind of the answer for that.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen messages like, this should be modular shape and other things of that nature.
This is all the ideas that I've heard for a mouse until so far is just rehashing of like very obvious ideas. That is some flavor or form already exists in the market. And it's not wrong to take something that exists and just do it a bit better. I would totally agree with that. But then I feel for mouse is such like it's like this. Maybe a Final Mouse, for example, right? They're very known for their mice, and then they come out with that keyboard. And the gimmick on their keyboard is like the screen on the back. And then after a while, we can also do like Hall effect all of a sudden. This is like 3 years back or something. How do I put this? What you can already see from that is they thought, hey, we just do a gaming keyboard, but we add this like its own unique thing, which is the screen, which could have separated them. But then you see this like market sentiment for analog keyboards, and they're like already shifting around. And now the keyboard that's coming out, I think, is like a, I opened the wrong topping. Maybe it's a bad example. It's just a mixed bowl of stuff now, put it that way. It didn't really focus on the main thing they really wanted to solve. Instead it was like, we just need to bring out a gaming keyboard, but we're gonna add a gimmick to it. So it's like unique on the market. But it didn't really solve a problem. So they ended up needing to make a mixed bowl of a product that kind of solves some things that somebody else has been solving, and then still add the gimmick on top of it. And then 3 years later, now it's finally shipping out. Maybe a different, maybe there's a better example. Maybe if you look at Pulsar, for example, Pulsar is really well known for their mice, and they really focus on their mice and what they can offer with the mice. They try to solve some problems with mice as well. But then their keyboard lineup has always been a bit weak. And you can see that they're trying to every time find an angle in which can make their keyboard product more interesting and create their own unique space. Because until they do that, right, the keyboards are never going to be as popular as the mice. It's never going to really be able to compete with their mice. And that's kind of going to be the same if we introduce a mouse, but we don't actually try to solve an essential problem. It's always going to be like, well, those Wooting keyboards and then the mice, you know, from Wooting. And it's like a nice ad, but it's not something that you can, but it's not something that really lives on its own. And that's the thing I'm a bit afraid of. Yeah. I don't know if that explained it really well enough.
I think you got the point across.
All right.
And so on that same topic, I mean, this is probably kind of the same answer, but can you ask Calder if his plan on making a mouse mat is still in mind, or did he throw the idea away? Because apparently you asked, this person in chat asked years back, and you said it wasn't fitting the requirements.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did. With the mouse pad, it's kind of the same idea. Like you see, it's exactly the same with mice. Like you see mouse pads coming out, and they're like the all new hype thing mouse pad, but it's all coming from the same factory, or it's like a variation of the same thing that's already out there. And most of the stuff right now is just an artisan copy something, and then maybe, we went further in the direction of what artisan did or something, but it's like all rehash. And if we enter that space, like it's not, if we enter it and we don't have something that really is, I don't know, solves an actual problem for the end user, it's just going to be another rehash of what you can already find on the market. So it's just also not interesting to do. So we tried to do something a while back, but through the R&D phases, the product just failed. Like it didn't do what we wanted to do. And that time we were very focused on, with mouse mats, you have a consistency problem, like it wears out over time. And a lot of that wearing out piece is about dirt and fat of your skin getting into the mouse mat fabric. So if you actually wash it over time, you can get some of that feeling back, but you can't use hot water really. You can't put it in a washing machine, and you need to be very careful with the washing. Otherwise it's completely changed or damages the mouse mat, the glue unsticks and that kind of stuff. And I thought at that time, okay, if we change the construction a bit, it makes it really easy to wash, and then you can get more consistency and easier to refresh your mouse mat without needing to buy a new one. But it failed, so paused.
Well, the chat is devolving now. We are entering the realm of Wooting water bottle, Wooting rug wan, Wooting phone wan. But maybe this one is more reasonable. What about a Wooting number pad?
Yeah, that one we should have. I agree. Yeah. By now we should have one. So I agree, that should be on the roadmap. Yeah.
So this one is one question that I'm sure gets asked very often. And in fact, it's to the point where we should make a video about this. But still, maybe you want to give your thoughts. I've seen a lot of people saying that TMR killed Hall effect. What do you think about that? And is a Wooting TMR keyboard coming out?
I don't know why the conclusion is that TMR kill Hall effect. I'm not sure why that is the conclusion, but then...
Well, I think it's the YouTuber very sensationalistic titles.
Right.
It's always like this new technology just killed Hall effect because they want to get that message across. But that's kind of what happened now. It's people think that, but in reality,
Yeah, I'm thinking what would be the right analogy here, because maybe it's like maybe it's like TMR is like the new kid around the block, and it's exciting. It has lots of claims, but then there's two items in practice. There's no difference in your total experience already. There's almost no difference in the performance, and it can only really help solving one problem, and that is it is going to be less energy consuming for a wireless keyboard. So otherwise, does it actually solve any of the other problems that a analog keyboard faces, such as reliability of the signal and the stability of that signal? How about external influences from other devices? How about how about when it comes to, I don't know, maybe with something creating more freedom in how we use magnets in a way, or some other direction? Like, it doesn't really solve any essential problem in the keyboard. It just is a new kid around the block that has exactly the same function, claims to have better specifications, but in practice has zero difference. And it gets very close to like the 1K, 8K thing, where it's like, okay, in practice between 1K and 8K, you're just not going to notice anything. But on paper, it's faster. But then you look in practice, a lot of the 8K boards don't even work that well at some point. And that for me is what TMR is. So I'm not going to say that the TMR sensor is all complete bullshit, but I'm saying that the whole TMR movement is very overblown. And going to TMR, it's not going to make any difference for you. And the question is, how is the TMR sensor used to solve an actual problem you're facing? And right now, it's not doing any of that. It's just saying, well, this TMR sensor is so good, because on paper, that number is better. It's kind of like the whole rapid trigger 0.0005 is possible, but in practice, you can't even use it, like, so what's the point? So then for me, for example, my position, I need to ask the question, okay, should I now redirect the whole company to do like this TMR development and pause like other developments that we're doing because, new hype? And I spend all this time and effort into doing this TMR development. We have a TMR thing. And then it's like, okay, so what changed in the product? Well, it has a TMR sensor. Yeah.
wow, explosion.
We just spent a year doing the TMR thing. You know what? We could have also made a follow-up on the 100HE, the full-size keyboard thing. Oh. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion about TMR. So don't get overhyped about TMR. It really doesn't do anything in practice that's going to make a difference. The only thing that I think right now I really like about TMR that I want to see with our own keyboards is that we can do the sensor placement off axis, so not in the middle of the switch. We can put it somewhere else. And that allows you to do more like layout compatibility on the PCB. Gives you a little bit more freedom in the PCB and how you design the PCB. That is something I like, but it's not enough to like throw everything overboard and like make an expedient development into TMR. So does that mean that we're ignoring TMR? No, we're also not ignoring TMR. We are also experimenting with it and playing with it, but until so far it hasn't like given us like the this solves this huge thing here, blah blah. Yeah.
Calder, please make video explaining why TMR is bad. I don't think we mean to say it's bad. It's just that it doesn't really add much.
It's kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, it's maybe if you look at plastic, for example, you have a lot of different types of plastic, but the function of the plastic is all the same. It's just a question of what problem does the plastic need to solve specifically. So if you go for a PC plastic, the mechanical properties it's more stiff, but it's also easier to snap. So for certain applications, you don't want to use PC plastic. And then if you look at like ABS plastic, it's like a little bit more malleable, but it doesn't like snap or something. It just like bends a little bit more, which is also great for certain applications. But at the end of the day, if you look at the casing of something, if you use PC plastic or ABS plastic, they both do the same thing. It's just that one plastic material is going to be a little bit better for one application than the other application. I guess the TMR gets close to that. So with the TMR, you can put the TMR in there and it will be better for a wireless application, but not by definition a better application over everything. Maybe that's a better analogy? It's just not, yeah.
Well, we can definitely take all these thoughts and put them in a YouTube video so it can be used as a reference later on. But it's a good way to answer on a live stream right now, I'd say. So, yeah. Is there any update on the knobs? Yeah, we did speak about the knobs pretty extensively earlier, so I recommend going back in the VOD, which you can do on YouTube even right now as we are live, or by the end of this live stream you will be able to check the whole VOD. It will be public, so just go back to, I'd say, about 50 minutes into the stream, more or less. Just scroll until you find the knobs, and we did speak about them indeed. So it has been nearly 2 hours of this live stream, which is more than we expected, but it's just so fun to walk around, interact with you guys, answer questions. So do we want to do maybe the last 5 minutes of questions, and then we will reach the 2-hour mark and we can go ahead and maybe have lunch and enjoy the rest of this event, of course. And yeah, shout out to the power bank, of course. Shout out to Michael. I'm on that infinite 7% battery, and my phone is very warm, almost to the touch. So there we have it. So let's see, any more questions?
Marco's arm is also starting to drop off.
Yeah. Soon enough, I'll be recording at this height. So let's see. Is it possible to mix HE and TMR together? I mean, I think they're the same base technology, no?
Well, the nature of the technology is different, but the way it functions in practice is the same. So there's no point in combining them. Yeah.
Let's see. Well, this probably gets asked every stream, but it's still somewhat related to TMR. Any plans on a Wooting wireless?
Oh, yeah. Not specifically. Like for our target audience, a wired keyboard is still preferred over a wireless keyboard. Doing wireless, to be honest, doing wireless, we're also a little bit afraid to do the full development because it takes a lot of resources to do development, and we're not able to use off-the-shelf solutions. We kind of need to. We can use we can use an off-the-shelf solution, but it's kind of like a. We still need to tailor it because all the firmware on the keyboard, is done by ourselves. So it's not like a quick implementation. And unlike some other keyboard brands, we don't buy a off-the-shelf complete solution, which includes the wireless stuff. So it's not as fast for us to just make a wireless development. So in short, a wireless would be interesting, but our target group is not too interested in it that much. To do the development, we also need some time. We're not planning to do that development right now.
So I got 2 more questions, one of which is very relaxed. And another one is maybe one that could be kind of interesting because it was brought up before. So we were talking about the OLED case earlier, if you remember, with the compatibility with the new wrist rest. And since that was the topic, someone asked, I think the OLED case is fantastic, it looks great and everything, but damn, it's almost like as expensive as 2 keyboards. So why are they so expensive?
Yeah, I think it kind of shows the big gap between the Chinese market and outside of the Chinese market. So our lab within the Chinese market is actually very expensive and very hard to get. And very often these cases end up on the second-hand market. I say second-hand, but let's say consumer market, where they sell it second-hand to each other for expensive prices. But then that value doesn't translate outside of China as much. And that is one gap reason. So we have a certain price we also have to sell it for because that is part of the Owlab brand. But then other than that, these aluminum type of cases, the more pieces it has, like separate pieces, the more expensive the cost also becomes, like significantly more expensive the cost comes to make it. And the Owlab case has quite a lot of separate pieces. So it's also not cheap to make or something. But yeah.
It's not just a case. You can actually, like the thing in the back where you can change the way the keyboard behaves, I think is kind of unique. And maybe not everybody knows about it if you want to showcase that.
Yeah, there's
quick.
also some other things because they use a PVD bottom here. When you use a PVD, well, this one we already removed the protection here. So, is it still maybe here? There's like a protective layer over here. So, right. Anyway, this PVD is very easy to scratch because it's so glossy. It's easy to scratch during production. So the yield rate is very low, meaning how many come out of the production that you can actually use. So that makes the cost higher. And then you see a lot of these like parts here and here and here. Inside also, this is also, it's all separate. This whole bottom piece is also a separate piece. And that bottom piece also helps you, the bottom piece also makes it so that you can change how stiff or how light. We don't know if this model, okay. I don't know if we maybe grabbed these models because they were NG. I think we grabbed these models because they were not okay, but we can use them for shows. Okay, anyway, if I move the slider up, there's a flex.
Yeah, it flexes.
Yeah, it's like bouncy. I move it down, which is admittedly not easy right now. It removes the flex, so now it's completely stiff.
Yeah, so of course so to answer very shortly, there's a lot of pieces in this case. It's not really a very simple one that can be that cheap.
No, every separate piece is like a separate piece of aluminum that needs to go through its own manufacturing process. Versus if it would have been one block of aluminum, like our LMA's case, for example, you can just take the single piece and then go through the whole CNC process one time. But now you need to like and usually with the CNC process is that you can see it in the 6HEV2 video. For that case, for example, there's like, I remember like 6 or 8, no, what is it? I forgot the number. So let's say 6 steps of CNC that needs to take place. Like it goes to the top, then the side, and then some of the holes, and then the final gloss finish on the bottom. And there's like 6 separate machines, each one of them doing a step. Now, if you have so many different parts, each one of those parts need to go through those same kind of steps to CNC different sides of that part. So it's not that, because of that, it takes a lot more machine time, it takes more machines, and that increases cost also a lot. Versus if you have a single case, you can just, use that one part throughout all of them.
All right, so hopefully that answers the question. Let's just put those back to be nice and nicely displayed over here. We got the museum glass. Oh, by the way, I forgot to show, but that's the Optimum collab over there. This is, oh yeah.
So with the Optimum collab, you also have one block of aluminum, and we just have to CNC on both sides. And then this piece, instead of making it like a whole separate block, it's also not possible to have the block inside. This is actually this is PVD as well, which is the glossy finish. But this is actually steel that is bent and then attached through the back. And it's made to appear a bit more as if it is almost a solid piece that sits there. But you can't put a solid piece there because then it will conflict with the keyboard as well.
Yeah. And by the way, the back with these logos. Oh my goodness, that's my favorite part. Look at that. How glossy it is.
Yeah. Mirror.
Oh, hey everybody. Hello. Okay. So now for the more chill question, in honor of the upcoming lunch, would be Calder. What is your favorite food?
Favorite. I don't have necessarily one favorite food, but I do have this thing. Everything that's wrapped into something, I like it a lot. Yeah.
All right then. Hey, guys, thank you for coming over to the stream. It's great connecting to our American audience. I know that usually when we stream, it's in friendly European times. So maybe this is even your first time coming over to a Wooting stream. It was very great. Thank you all for asking those questions and participating in this very faraway convention in some way or the other. So thank you to Calder as well.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm just the same thoughts as you. I'm really happy to finally be able to do a stream also with the American audience. So that's cool. I see a lot of the questions that come in are also slightly different from questions we would otherwise get on the live stream, which is also fun. And I hope it's also been fun for you guys to be able to get the opportunity also with the live stream. And yeah, hungry and coffee.
Okay, we're gonna eat. Bye bye everybody. See you.
Bye.
Woo. Wow.